Welcome back, guys. A little while ago on this channel we took a look at some incredible stories of people who fell into comas and then sometimes years later they woke up. There's something kind of fascinating about these stories. You guys wanted to hear more of them, and so here you have it. My name is Danny Burke and this is the top 10 shocking coma stories part 2. Starting off at number 10 now, we have Alpha Kabija. This British man was hit by a van while on his bike one day. Doctors put him into a coma, and when he woke up 3 weeks later, everything seemed fine except he had someone else's memories. He told doctors all about the day of the accident. He was going to see his girlfriend, who was pregnant with twins. He took the pictures of the ultrasound into his notebook, the one that he used for writing song ideas down. The twins' names were going to be Sky and Nikita. He had just left a job interview with a man called Michael Mitchells. He thought the interview went quite well. None of this happened at all. As doctors pieced it all together, they realised that all of these things were connected to real events that had happened in his life or to people he knew, and for some reason his brain had formed them into his own memories when he woke up. Next up at number 9 now, we have Claire Wineland. In 2015, this girl from California was in a medically induced coma after an operation to treat her cystic fibrosis. When she woke up, she told doctors that every day she was walking through Alaska, through the frozen forests and caves, taking in the scenery and watching the wildlife. She said she didn't even mind the cold. That cold was actually being caused by the ice packs that doctors had put on her body to help treat her. Claire's mind had turned those ice packs into a 2-week journey through the frozen Alaskan wasteland. How crazy is that? Alright, at number 8 now, we have Layla Towsey. In 2009, this 3-year-old girl from England fell into a coma after a battle with meningitis. She was unconscious for 5 days and on life support. Doctors told her mum to say her goodbyes. Then, on the 6th day, her mum heard singing. It was soft at first but grew steadily louder. She realised that Layla, with her eyes still closed, was singing the song Mamma Mia by ABBA. She said as soon as she heard that, she knew her daughter was going to be okay. Within a few days, Layla had been taken off life support and was breathing on her own. Doctors were very shocked, and Layla's mother says it was a miracle. Next up at number 7 now, we have Candace Emptage. This 40-year-old English woman got into a serious car accident in 2010. She fell into a deep coma. Now doctors and family almost turned off her life support, but suddenly they noticed her fingers were moving. When she finally woke up, she thought it was the 1990s and that she was 22 years old again. She was convinced that the Spice Girls were dominating the music charts and that Princess Diana was still alive. This is despite the fact that she had a 14-year-old daughter at the time, although she could only remember a bit of when she was a toddler. After months of steady therapy, she was finally able to rebuild a relationship with her daughter. Alright, next up at number 6 now, we have Martin Pistorius. Now when Martin was 12 years old, he came home with a sore throat. Soon he was unable to talk, then he couldn't move, and eventually he crashed into a coma that would last for 12 years. Doctors were baffled by this, but eventually, after 12 long years, he finally woke up. That was shocking, but not as much as this. Martin, now aged 25, claims that he was aware of everything around him for those whole 12 years. He said people had got so used to him not being there that they didn't even notice him slowly waking up on the inside but still unable to move on the outside. He says that his worst memory is being forced to watch Barney the Dinosaur. The show was put on in the room when he first went into the coma. When his family finally noticed he was awake on the inside, they bought him a computer to communicate with as he slowly started to recover. Alright, at number 5 now, we have Lisa Russel. When this Welsh woman was 19, she got into a car accident that left her clinically dead in the ambulance. She was revived, but stayed in a coma. Now when she woke up, she recognised her father, but that was it. Nobody else. She didn't know who her mother was, she didn't recognise a single one of her friends or even her own boyfriend. She had forgotten most of her life. Lisa had a hard time accepting affection from her mother, and she even had to break up with her boyfriend because she just didn't have feelings for him anymore. Crazy. Moving on to number 4 now, we have Matt Davis. This 22-year-old man from the US ended up in a coma after a serious motorcycle crash. 7 months earlier, he had married his wife Danielle. 9 days after the accident, doctors gave her the bad news. They calculated that Matt had about a 10% chance of waking up. They suggested removing his life support, but Danielle refused. She said she wanted to give him more time. She took him home and looked after him for weeks. One day she was trying to get Matt to move his arm, so she put his hat in his hand and asked him to put it on his head. Matt suddenly said, "I'm trying." Danielle was shocked, but said it was the greatest thing she had ever heard. When he woke up, he didn't remember the previous 3 years, but eventually pieced it together through therapy. Alright, at number 3 now, we have Rory Curtis. In 2012, Rory Curtis from the UK got into a bad car accident. When he came out of a 6-day coma, he didn't think he was Rory Curtis anymore. He thought he was world famous actor Matthew McConaughey. Yeah. When he went to the bathroom, he would be visibly shocked to look in the mirror and not see Matthew McConaughey staring back at him. He would lie in the hospital bed and think, I can't wait to get out of here and get back to making movies. What? Now luckily he did eventually snap out of it, presumably when he started seeing the real Matthew McConaughey on TV. Alright, at number 2 now guys, we have Sarah Scantlin. In 1984, at the age of 18, Sarah was the victim of a hit and run that left her in a coma. It lasted for 20 years. As the years passed, her family slowly gave up hope. Her father even said he would sometimes pretend she was dead just to make it easier. But one day, in 2005, Sarah woke up. Everyone was shocked. She had shown just minimal brain function for so long. Also, Sarah could remember events that happened during her coma because of TVs and people talking around her. One example was her father asked her, Sarah, what's 9/11? And she responded, bad, fire. Aeroplanes, building, hurt people. Now this is all despite the fact that she fell into a coma 17 years before 9/11 even happened. And finally at number 1 now guys, we have the story of Tony Kemp. In 2017, this 59-year-old from the UK was left in a coma after an 18-hour surgery on a brain aneurysm caused a mini stroke. Doctors said if he didn't wake up within 2 days, they were going to switch off his life support. They told his wife Dana to prepare for the worst. As the deadline approached, Dana made one desperate attempt to save her husband. She played him the songs of his favourite football team, Plymouth Argyle. Suddenly, Tony just opened his eyes. When nothing else in the world seemed to work, it was the songs he had known since his childhood that snapped him out of a coma in a way that all the medicine couldn't seem to do. Incredible stuff. Well guys, I think it is safe to say those were just as interesting as the first video, I think. Would you like another part? Or do you have a burning desire to see something else on this channel altogether? Let us know and we will do our best, of course. My name is Burke, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you all in the next video.